You're listening to Operation Self Reset with Jake Naraki. What's going on, you freaking awesome people? Welcome back to Operation Self Reset. My name is Jake Naraki, coming to you live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where each and every week we dive into a different topic in the world of personal development. If you were a long-term listener, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. If you're new to the show, hopefully this provides some value for you. As of late, I've been doing a lot of quick podcasts, which may be good or bad depending on your type of style, but for me it works out, and I'm going to keep on rocking it this way for a little bit until I decide to change it. With that being said, I want to get into an idea, a quote that I read a long time ago, actually. And if you go in the archives of the podcast, there are actually quite a few podcasts on this topic or this idea, or this quote, I should say. The quote is this: "Who are you when no one is watching?" I'm going to try to say it correctly here. Who are you when no one is watching? Now, it's a very eye-opening quote. There's a lot of great quotes out there to inspire you, to get you to help and to serve and to be your best and to do your best. But this quote is really truthful because the only way that you view this comment is through the eyes and the behaviors of you. And if you hear this quote and you don't like the outcome of what you think when who are you when no one is watching, then obviously you're not living the correct lifestyle. Now, let me digress. I am not a guru here. I am not the one-stop shop. I am not some superhero, some person that can push past anything. I am human like you. I have my faults. I am not perfect. I get in arguments. I do silly things. I say ridiculous things at times. But nonetheless, I think we all try to live in a good path, in a good journey, and a good outcome, what we're striving for. And so when you think of this quote, "Who are you when no one is watching," is really kind of eye-opening because obviously when nobody is around, you're going to be acting different, right? You're not going to be in a social setting. You may not have on this hero suit, aka your, maybe your suit or your business your business suit if you're a female, or a costume or a garment or a uniform or something that you put on which represents what it is that you're serving or working at, and you kind of change and alter your behavior to represent in alignment of the employee or the employer that is serving you, right? And I think we all kind of understand that, and I think that's valid. And so when we do take off that garment, that uniform, that costume, if you want to call it that, we start to live in the confines of who we are. And I think there's a lot of great things that make this world unique, is that each person has their own identity. Each person has their own flair. Each person has their own ideas on this or that or what works and what doesn't work. And it's really a wake-up call to me when I read that, of understanding but truthfully, who am I when no one is watching? That is your truth. That is your nugget. That is your idea. That is your definition of who you personally are. And it's an interesting kind of quote that awakens the soul and makes you realize and reflect on really who you are. And if this is the first time you hear this, and this is the first quote that has ever woken the inner individual, then I challenge you to sit down and to write out, who is it that you are when no one is watching you? Are you say you're this health freak, but yet you're eating bonbons in the corner. You say you're an amazing husband or father, but yet you're disengaging yourself and saying that you're at work, but actually you're just sitting in your car somewhere waiting for the kids to go to bed. There's so many different examples, and it's very challenging to hit on every point to connect with you, the listener, but hopefully this personally does. So nonetheless, who are you when no one is watching is your personal truth. Now, for some of you, you might be okay with that. Like you think about who you are when no one's watching, you're like, that's who I am. I enjoy a couple of cocktails. I enjoy watching, binging, and watching TV. I enjoy, working on paper airplanes or whatever the case is, whatever the thing is. Maybe you're okay with that. And truthfully, that's good, right? I mean, in the end of the day here, truthfully, you just want to be happy with who you are for personal bliss, personal joy, because at the end of the day, that's what we're all searching for, is to feel confident and loved and happy and enjoying life. I mean, that's why we're all here for some way, somehow. But the question I have for you is, what if people saw that side of you? So again, in reflection here, we have the opening statement of who are you when no one is watching? Are you okay with that? That's your personal truth, all that stuff. But then the flip side is, what if people saw that side of you? How would you react? How would you feel? Would you feel honored and proud? Would you feel disgusted and irritated? And it makes me personally think to myself, if people saw me act the way that I am in the confines of my home, would they be listeners of the show? Would they want to be my friend? Would they respect me as a colleague? Would my parents be happy? And it's a funny kind of, downgrade, and it's a funny rabbit hole as you start to think of all the people that are affected by the way you are. And if they truly saw your truth, would they be happy or would they be sad? And again, getting back to your own personal bliss, there is nothing more truthful than how you were designed, how you were to be creative or introverted or extroverted or outgoing or selfish or dynamic, whatever it is. And I think there is a lot of power and truth to that. And some people in this world are absolutely in alignment with who they are 100% of the time. That they wake up and they go to bed the exact same person, and everything in between of the time that they wake up or the time they go to bed, they act the same way no matter what. No matter if it's their employer, no matter if it's their family, no matter if it's their best friend, no matter if it's their spouse, no matter if it's, old, football buddies from way back in the day. There are some people that can rock that on a regular basis. And the question is, are you that type of person where you can wake up and go to bed knowing 100% confidence that you acted within the confines of who you are, how you were designed? A lot of us are going to say no. A lot of us play the game. A lot of us act fake when we need to. A lot of us act joyful when we're sad. A lot of us give grievance and compassion when we don't want to. We play this game like a chessboard, and I love chess. And as you know with chess, that each piece has kind of a duty, has a unique kind of obstacle in front of itself to go and attack the other king. And I believe that each piece on that chessboard relates to all of us. That depending on what comes in front of us, we react a different way. Now, coming from a world of personal development, there is an idea of E plus R equals O. Emotions plus, or the events, correction, the events plus the response equals the outcome. The event plus the response equals the outcome. As in, you get a flat tire, your response is, I'm really mad, I'm really irritated, I'm really pissed off, and the outcome is it's not going to be good, right? You're going to be crabby, you're going to go to work, you're going to be irritated, you're going to be thinking about it all day, all that different types of stuff. But if the event is the flat tire, but your response is different, going, well, you know what? I've been fortunate enough not to have a flat tire for the last 15 years, and well, that nail finally got me. That's a different outcome than the one previously I explained. And so when I review these quotes and ideas, it's kind of twofold, right? I think there's a lot of value. I think there's a lot of benefit in really being embracing who you are 24/7, 365. But at the same time, if you're one to flip out and you're one to snap easily and you're one that maybe doesn't have the best outlook, maybe it is good to play your life like a chess game. To understand that every event that comes into your life, you can alter and dictate and change the response that you give it. That is personal development in its form, in its lowest form, of understanding that you can change. And so when you look at the quote of who you are when no one is watching, you may not be happy with that outcome. You truly might not be. You go, man, I tried to portray this professional, high energy, high positive, hopeful attitude, but man, when nobody is watching, I'm really a negative Nancy. I really push myself down. I really feel depressed and anxiety. And it's kind of unique because it makes you reflect on who are you when other people are around and who are you when it's just yourself. And I think that's okay because personal growth needs to have the yin and the yang. If everything was ice cream all the time, we'd get sick of ice cream. And for myself, when I choose to have these live events and I get up on stage, and if I choose to be myself when no one is watching, there are days I'm not really that positive. There's days that I don't feel like bringing the energy. There's days that I truly just don't want to be in the personal growth mindset. If I did that while I'm on stage, do you think people would really feel engaged and really feel like, wow, this guy has a lot to share with me or to show me? Of course not. So we all put on these different masks. We all play our lives in a different way. We kind of zig and zag, and we have our peaks and we have our true valleys at times. And so, for the person that's listening that is trying to find themselves or to stay consistent or to understand that I want to be this type of person from here on out for the rest of my life to the day I die, chances are that's not going to happen. Not because I'm a negative person, but because I'm a realist. And I realistically understand that you need to have the variance, that you need to have the good days to understand that bad days are going to come. And you need to have the periods of bad days or weeks so you can reap the benefits of the good times. As of late, I went through a big promotional exam. After that exam, I felt lost. I felt deflated. I felt irritated. I was sad. I was truly, for the first time, I was kind of depressed. And I remember calling my wife before going to work and bawling on the phone and just not feeling happy. Now, why is that? Is that because truly my life is not happy? No, I'm very blessed in every avenue. Is it because of a chemical imbalance inside of my brain that has held me back and has altered the way that I view the world? Possibly. Am I in control of that imbalance? Did I maybe change my diet, my habits, my beliefs, my work ethic, the way that I responded to different stressful situations? Possibly. Maybe over the course of the last 3 months, I've been really trying to stay positive, really trying to stay focused, and I pushed everything else aside. And when the big day came and went, all the pain of life all fell on top of me at one time, possibly. But I do know this that it that just getting out of a deep dark spot was not beneficial to myself or to my family. Coming out of it, I feel enlightened, I feel engaged, I feel like I found myself again, and I'm very happy and blessed that I've been able to find the yin and the yang in that. I'm very honored to understand that even though when no one is watching me, I was depressed, I was irritated, I was sad, but at the same time, I'm very honored to have the ability to get on this microphone and to inspire you, which allows me to lift myself up. And in summary, here, because I don't want to keep on drawing this out, that you personally are going to go through some crazy things in your life, that you're going to be doing things that are unlike you, and that's okay because it allows you to discover the flavors of life. It allows you to discover what it is that you're living for, to understand that when the darkest days are present, that the brightest days are coming. And when they do come, you will reap the benefits tenfold. And if nothing else, the two ideas of this podcast episode were this: who are you when no one is watching? Truly, that is your own personal truth. Are you okay with that? And then lastly, what if people saw that side of you? How would you respond? Nobody's perfect. Nobody can stand in front of others and say that it's all rainbows and flowers. Look at our political system here in the United States, and I think political people around the world, that if you choose to stand up, if you choose to change the world or to change a country or nation, people are going to go in your archives and they're going to go in your past and they're going to search and they're going to scrape and they're going to pull out everything that they can to show you that you're not the person for the right person for the job, you're not the right person to lead people, but at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. And even those people that pull out those whistleblowers, that pull out those bad negative things on an individual, they're not perfect either. And that's what makes this world dynamic and unique. And for all of you that are listening, that are looking for a little guidance, all I can say is this: keep on rocking your best self. Your best self in whatever moment it is. The best self on your lowest of days and your best self on the best of days. And if you are always willing to challenge yourself to be 1%, 5% better than where you're at that moment, you're going to win. Guaranteed. It's a guarantee win for that day if you bring out just a little bit better than where you currently are at on any given day, you will succeed. Succeed in life, in relationships, in family, in job, career, hobbies, passions, joys, bliss, whatever you want to call it, you will succeed. The hard part is remembering to bring out 1% better on your darkest of days. That is the hardest part. That is what we all try to search for in the world of personal development. We all try to bring out our best, but when we're in our lowest points, the last thing we want to do is try to improve upon our lowest point. So here we are, you and I, sitting here trying to improve ourselves day by day, moment by moment, minute by minute, and that is all we truly can do. Digest these podcasts, digest these ideas, arm yourself for the highs and lows, arm yourself for what could be an amazing life, and be prepared to have people go, wow, you aren't the person that I thought you were, but at the same time, understand that your life is a yo-yo, it goes up and down, and you have multiple chess pieces on that board, and you can succeed in anything that you set your mind to because you're smart enough to bring out those certain chess pieces when it's needed in your own personal life. So with that being said, I appreciate your time. Hopefully this connected with you. I thank you for your love, support. If you have any comments or ideas for me, please reach out to me, Jake at OperationSelfReset.com. If you haven't already, please leave a review on iTunes. I do this for free. I do this for the kindness of my heart because I know it helps myself, and most importantly, it helps you, whoever you are out there, walking your dog, cleaning the house, driving in a car, commuting, doing your business. Go out there, be freaking awesome. I appreciate you guys full-heartedly. Until next week's episode, go out there and be freaking awesome. We'll see ya.